On this episode, we do a review on the book, The Arm.
Shit, I didn't read that book.
All right, Brent Porcio, Stephen Godani here at TopVelocity, hashtag Pitch Tips Show, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, at TopVelocity, hashtag Pitch Tips. Ask your question, answer on the show. Want to get right to it. This can be a really kind of hard-hitting show because I want to talk about a book that just came out because I had a question come up on my Twitter from Daryl Cunningham asked, did you get your copy of The Arm yet? When you finish the book, can you post your review as an episode on YouTube? And I said, yes, I would. So finish this book, The Arm. If you haven't read it, I'm just going to tell you that you can hear my opinions on it. These are all my opinions. Stephen hasn't read the book because he's studying for his, tell him what you're studying for.
My nutrition certification.
All right, so this could be he is our nutrition master here. So if you have any nutrition questions, I think right now you should reach out to him at Stephen Godani. Twitter, but he hasn't read the book. I had to ask him to read some reviews. I just finished the book, so I'm going to give you my opinion. Now, this is going to be pretty hard. I wrote a review on Amazon about this. If they approve it, we'll see. But here goes. So, if you are a parent or a pitcher and you want to read this book, whatever, that's up to you. But only thing you're going to get out of this book, in my opinion, is information or an insight to arm injury. You're going to get a good understanding of what guys go through when they have serious arm injury. I can attest to it. 18 years old, tore my rotator cuff. About a 5-year process of getting back after doctors told me I was wasting my time. Now at the end, I knew why they were telling me I was wasting my time. It's agony. And plus, I had rotator cuff tear, not UCL, which is most of his guys, all of his guys are elbow injuries. That's an easier road than the shoulder. So I've seen the worst of it. I've experienced the worst of it. That's the best thing about this book is you'll get insight into that. So that's why you would get it. Anything else is, it's what we're going to talk about right now. Unfortunately, the author takes us down the same road that baseball's going down. He changed nothing in this book. We are still going the same road of conventional wisdom, that the arm is the answer, that we will find all of our answers here. We will unlock the secrets to arm health here in this joint, or maybe in this joint, which is ridiculous. I'm just sick of hearing it. Unfortunately, the author's someone who's never played baseball. Well, I don't even see never played baseball. He didn't play high-level baseball. Doesn't coach it. He's a journalist. And he writes a good book when it comes to being a journalist. But as far as giving us any practical information to take forward and maybe that will help kind of influence future generations, I think no, he just kept digging the same hole that we're in, that's just going to lead us to more arm injury. Why I say that is because, yeah, of course, I am really kind of frustrated that he highlighted a young pitching coach today that we all know that I talk about a lot. And the only reason I talk about is because I do not like this approach, because it's more of the same of what we've had since the beginning of the time, and it's what's accelerating arm injury, and that's this extreme weighted ball approach. I didn't like Jager's extreme long toss approach. I like Alan Jager. I didn't like his approach. I still don't like his approach. I don't like the extreme weighted ball approach. Everybody knows this about me. The problem is the author discredits everyone else and highlights this one approach. And it's ironic that the success stories that came out of it were 4 minor league pitchers that went in injured this season. And then me at the same time too, talking to a lot of parents and coaches every day who express to me the concerns where they know someone who's had an injury in this approach, or an extreme weighted training or weighted ball approach. I'm getting this really strong sense that I think this is the most injuries I've ever seen come out of an approach with what is going on. So unfortunately, here's this book, The Arm, gives you all this insight into what these guys go through, these professional pitchers go through the arm, and how baseball needs to figure this out in advance. And then he highlights an approach that is compounding the issue, making it even worse, supposedly so he can save his 5-year-old son. And unfortunately, I think He didn't. He's going to continue to promote more arm injury. Why do I say that? He did go out and reference ASMI. He referenced information from American Sports Medicine Institute, Dr. James Andrews. He just didn't put 2 and 2 together, because what is ASMI saying? If you throw more than 8 months out of the year, you're more prone to injury. If you throw while fatigued, you're like 36 times more prone to injury. What do we know is throwing excessively, throwing in extreme causes injury. So why promote extreme throwing programs? I'm getting really frustrated. And I'm not saying this, yeah, of course I'm biased, I haven't a program, but I'm really passionate because I was the damn 18-year-old kid that was injured because of the ignorance of this game. And it's just once again in 2016 showing we are not advancing. We are completely ignorant to how the friggin' body works, and we don't want to pay attention to other sports. We don't want to pay attention to any type of different perspective out of the damn game of baseball, because if we did, we'd realize how stupid we are. We're like that analogy of the frog in the water that's slowly heating up, and now it's boiling and we're all dying, right? So the point is if he doesn't step back and accept the fact that that is not the guy who's going to advance us into the future, the author here. The guy he highlighted is definitely not the guy who's going to advance us in the future. That we need someone here who knows what's going on. And if you, I'd like to be that guy. If you want to listen to me, I'm going to give it to you. ASMI says poor physical fitness, poor mechanics, overuse is what's causing injury. So that means our off-season training programs have to focus on those issues. We have to develop programs that attack physical fitness. We have to develop programs that attack poor mechanics. We have to tackle programs that don't overuse and don't throw more than 8 months out of the year, and definitely don't throw when fatigued. We should not be experiencing dead arm in an off-season program. We should not be experiencing arm soreness in an off-season program. We don't need stim machines, rehabilitation, extensive rehabilitation equipment in an off-season program. We don't need it. It doesn't need to be there. It means to me something is wrong because everyone's getting hurt. And that's going to be us going forward, is when we open our eyes and we realize that the throwing is the problem. We have to be more healthy total body to allow the arm to take less abuse. The approach needs to be like Kibler and Chandler. 20% decrease in kinetic energy delivered from the hip and trunk to the arm requires a 34% increase in rotational velocity to keep the same force on the hand. We shut the legs down, we overwork the arm. That's how we ruin ourselves. So in your off-season program, do the opposite. Develop more leg power, more core power to get more energy to the arm, and do like most high-velocity professional pitchers do based on their body weight. They put less torques in their arm than youth pitchers. So let's focus from the ground up. Let's stop thinking that we're gonna solve the problems of the UCL and the flexor mass. It's gonna come from the legs and core. And let's actually advance, people, because this is freaking ridiculous. The arm, if you're reading to learn a story of insight into how these guys struggle with arm injury, it's a great book. If you're looking for answers to the future of arm injury, it is a joke. It is a waste of money, and it is really frustrating, and it's horrible. It's going to continue pushing us down this friggin' endless road of arm injury that we're going down. So that's obviously my rant. I'm very frustrated with. I have more information to tell you about in the book that I think people need to know, but I want to get your take on my energy. You haven't read the book. I mean, be honest with these people. Tell them where you think, you haven't even read the book. Where do you think we're going with all this? What are you getting out of these, like the perfect games response to it, Chris O'Leary's response to it? Kind of give them something besides my perspective.
Well, I mean, I just briefly looked into some of the reviews from Chris O'Leary. Kind of felt like he was being attacked from it, and then Perfect Game obviously was, I guess in the book they do a lot of talking about how Perfect Game is hurting baseball and leading to all this overuse injury with year-round showcases and highlighting velocity and all that stuff. So,
which I'm thinking makes a point. It makes a good point, right?
No, because I mean that's going back to the ASMI study talking about how if you're throwing year-round, you're going to be more prone to injury. So I think that, and then connect it with, okay, so now we're highlighting in the book that this other approach is the savior to arm injury, I guess. Look at what they've done to help the arm and progress everything forward. But you're taking what ASMI is saying in a study that is overuse is leading to injury, and then you're compounding it with this extreme program of year-round overuse essentially. So I don't understand how that makes sense. So
yeah, and that's what just blew my mind. You would quote and reference ASMI and their work, and then at the same time completely ignore what they are telling us is going on by promoting an approach that completely is counterproductive to that. Unbelievable. Really frustrating. Now, I want to give you some insight. You know, they were bragging about the advancements of baseball with the Rays and Kintrax, with motionless motion capture, the advancements with the Dodgers. I was there. I was there in 2014 with the Rays, pushing that with them. I'm the one with them that really wanted to get motionless motion capture out there, because we can't analyze these guys in labs. We've got to analyze them in games. That's why go look at all my biometric analysis. It's using a motionless motion capture system, or you don't need a rig. It's coming from film. The Dodgers, the same thing. Was the first guy Andrew Friedman hired to do biomechanics analysis with the Dodgers. Okay, so I'm right there with it. I think a lot of people discredit me because they think that these advances are being made. I was there in the beginning of all that, and I'm still doing my own advancements. I have a ton of things that are going to advance, and it's looking more from the ground up instead of into this damn arm. I think, unfortunately, the Dodgers went the wrong way. They took in the wrong person. I know, because I pushed them a little hard. That's probably why I got kicked out from them. I mean, I wanted myself out. I wasn't really happy with where they were going. The Rays just kind of fell apart because everybody got bought off. Arnold went to the Brewers, who's an did amazing job over there. That's why he went to be the assistant GM over there, and I guarantee the Bruins are doing great things. But the point is, I think people are not doing their homework. There's a lot more going on out there than you think. This book really discredited a lot of Major League Baseball. I've been hard on Major League Baseball in the past. I'm more pro Major League Baseball now because I see them making changes. I've seen what the Indians have been doing. I think they're doing a great job. I've seen what other teams are doing. I think they're all doing a great job with hiring the first female strength and conditioning coach to bring in some Olympic lifting. It's starting to happen. But the problem is this mentality that one person's got the answer is ridiculous. I think eventually we're all going to be in on this, and we really need to address what's gotten us here in the first place with this is overusing the arm, and stop it and move on and let all this advance and quit ignoring things, specifically the lower half, understand how the whole system works. So when these biomechanics come in and this biomechanics data in, we're looking at everything, not just the arm, so this game will actually advance and get better and take us in the future, and we will reduce the amount of injuries specifically at the youth level, which I think is the most depressing thing of all this, is we have too many injuries on the youth level, and this book is not gonna help it. Okay, so I know I threw a lot at you. Maybe I shouldn't have read the book, but I did. It's over. I'm moving on. I'm done. Got a lot of cool things coming for you. Really badass app, some badass biomechanics apps that I'm developing. I know you're going to push me harder to do it. It's going to take time because I'm just 1-2 guys here trying to do all this. If you want to come down and intern with us and help us through it, we would love to have you down. Get to the 2x3x camps. That helps fund what we're doing. Plus, it helps educate you on how to take this information and gain an edge with it and optimize yourself with it and stay healthy with it. So come down to the 2x3x camps. We'd love to have you this summer. See you in the next episode.